What if I told you that some of the greatest minds, fiercest warriors, and most powerful rulers in history were women? Yet their names have been erased from the pages of your textbooks. For centuries, women's contributions have been overlooked, misattributed, or deliberately suppressed. But today, we're pulling back the curtain on these forgotten figures. Scientists, warriors, and rulers who defied the odds and shaped our world. From the ancient temples of Mesopotamia to the laboratories of the 20th century, their stories are finally being told, and you'll hear them in their own words. Let's journey through time to meet three extraordinary women who changed history. Enheduanna, the first known author, Khutulun, the warrior princess, and Rosalind Franklin, the unsung scientist, and ask ourselves, what else have we been missing? I am Enheduanna, high priestess of the goddess Inanna in the city of Ur, where the sun burns as fiercely as the will of the gods in the 23rd century before your common era. I serve my father, King Sargon of Akkad, who rules over Sumer and Akkad, and my role is sacred, to unite our peoples through the divine, through words that echo in the temples. I am the first to etch my name into history, the first to call myself an author, carving 42 temple hymns and 3 long poems for Inanna, my lady of love and war, into clay tablets that will be unearthed thousands of years later. In my work, The Exaltation of Inanna, I proclaim, I, Enheduanna, will recite a hymn to you, my lady. I shall make your name known in all lands. My words are my power, blending my voice with the divine in a style that will ripple through time. But my path is not without hardship. A rebellion against my father's rule casts me into exile, and I plead with Inanna for restoration, my poetry becoming my refuge where I speak my truth in a world that expects my silence. I write in the first person, a bold act, so that future generations might know I existed, that I felt, that I created, and I am Enheduanna. I will not be forgotten. I am Khutulun, daughter of Kaidu, a Khan of the great Mongol Empire in the 13th century, where the steppe is my home and the wind howls as fiercely as my spirit. I ride beside my father into battle, my bow drawn, my horse swift as the storm, a warrior trusted above my 14 brothers, leading our armies against any who dare challenge us, and the explorer Marco Polo, who crossed our lands, wrote of me, a superb warrior who could ride into enemy ranks and snatch a captive as easily as a hawk snatches a chicken. I fight for my people, for the empire my ancestors built, my strength my shield, my courage my sword, and my legend grows not just on the battlefield, but in the wrestling ring, where I declare I will only marry a man who can defeat me. And if I win, he must give me 100 horses. They come, one after another, and I throw them to the ground, my herd growing to 10,000 horses, or so the stories say, and I never lose. But after my father's death, my brothers take power, and my name begins to fade, only to resurface centuries later in a tale called Turandot, though they replace my wrestling with riddles. I am Khutulun, a warrior princess, and I fought for my place in a world that valued strength above all. Remember me as I was, unbroken, unbowed. I am Rosalind Franklin, a biophysicist in London in the year 1952, where my laboratory at King's College is my sanctuary, and I chase the secrets of life itself through the lens of an X-ray machine. I am meticulous, driven, and I capture something extraordinary. Photograph 51, an image of DNA that reveals its double helix structure, a breakthrough that I know will change the world as I study the patterns late into the night, my mind racing with possibilities at the age of 32. But my story takes a bitter turn when my colleagues, James Watson and Francis Crick, use my data, without my full consent, to publish their model of DNA in 1953, winning a Nobel Prize in 1962. While I am not there to share it, having died in 1958 at 37 from ovarian cancer, likely caused by the X-rays I worked with so closely. Watson later writes of me, saying, "She might have been quite stunning had she taken even a mild interest in clothes." His words a sting, but they cannot erase my work. And today, you recognize me as a pioneer in molecular biology, though my story is a reminder of the barriers women face in science. I am Rosalind Franklin, and my discovery lives on in every life it has touched. Enheduanna, Khutulun, and Rosalind Franklin. These women, separated by centuries, have spoken to you through their own voices, their stories no longer forgotten, as they were trailblazers in a world that tried to silence them. Their contributions now rediscovered through new books, documentaries, and research, tying into broader conversations about gender and power across history. They remind us that women have always been at the heart of human progress, even when history refused to acknowledge them. And today, as we fight for equality and representation, these forgotten women offer us a powerful lesson. The past isn't just a story of kings and conquerors, it's a story of the unsung heroes who dared to create, fight. Picture a young girl reading a book titled Women in History, her eyes wide with wonder, and ask yourself, who's missing from the pages of your history books? And what can their stories teach us about the future? Subscribe for more untold stories from history and let us know in the comments. Who's your favorite forgotten woman?